Love in the hair, Vanessa. You go.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Is that you?
Wasn't it weird trying to like dress up?
Yeah.
Going to
I
work.
know.
Yeah.
Who?
My cat.
So, ladies, welcome. It's Friday night. All dressed up, nowhere to
Nowhere
go.
to go.
But I feel like I'm going out because I feel like I'm going to be in a living room with you ladies talking
Yes.
as well.
With the drink.
Yes.
Cheers,
So
ladies.
if we start to start slurring, you know why. But no, I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna drink it fast. I'm just gonna drink it very slowly. And you know, we thought put on red Valentines on
Yes.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't really. This is the only red nice top I own.
Well, you know that I've got plenty of red. But you see with this corona,
Mm-hmm.
we in lockdown.
Yeah.
My mouth didn't lock down. So I've got to hide up a little bit.
I wish it locked down our mouths.
I know.
It's not really locked down there.
Oh God.
But no, you know, I've always wanted to do something for Valentine's Day. Or, you know, in terms of even if it was a play, even if it was discussion. And it's one of those subjects that it is talked about quite a lot. But I haven't really talked about it that much. And it'd just be nice to kind of understand, you know, love, the word love, and what we think of love. So, you know, the first thing I wanted to just ask is, you know, do you say the word love? How do you feel about the word love?
I'm currently in a situation so I can say the word love. I find it, I mean, I can say it. I mean, love, very much so. But I still find it difficult sometimes to say. And I don't know why.
Okay.
It doesn't, you know what I mean? There are some times that I'll say it and then it's like, I don't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. But he knows, you know what I mean, that I love him enough. And I feel that I don't need to tell you all the time that I love you. Whereas in previous relationships, I felt that I had to keep saying it, I had to keep, you know, to reassuring. But not in this one. So it's a different thing. And it's like sometimes I think, should I be saying it? Well, I think, no, I actually don't need to, because he knows. Whereas in previous, it was I just had to keep on saying it because of their insecurities and stuff. But it's nice to say it when you mean it.
Mm-hmm.
It is really.
Yeah.
I agree with Lynette. I think, and I don't know if it's a black thing or whatever, but I just feel like because love is not really meant, like the word I love you is not really mentioned in the household. It's like an unconditional love. So it's like an unspoken. So you don't need to actually say it, but then sometimes it is nice to just hear it so that you know that it's there. But I don't know, it's a really weird one, because I mean, even when I have like conversations with my nan sometimes, and I think one time she slipped in "I love you," and I just I couldn't say it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but the words "I love you" has never really come out my mouth as much, or I don't think it's ever come out my mouth. But I just feel like my actions, how I am with family, with friends, with partner, whatever. I feel like I'm more of an action person.
Yeah.
So you definitely feel my love, even if I don't say it. And if I do say it, then why?
Them unlock the key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, it's true. I know what you mean. It's those one of those words that it feels really awkward, and I kind of associate it with corniness, and I don't know why that is. And you know, just say, "Oh, I love you." See, I'm just doing it. I love you. It just makes my body go like that. But it's not that I don't want to say it. As you said, it's just something that stops me from saying it. And you know, I have said it, but you know, you say something, you're like, "Oh gosh, why did I say that?"
Yeah.
Well, you know it's coming from a good place, but you just don't know how to say it. But it's weird because, like, even my kids, I don't say it as much as I should.
Yeah.
Like, they will say, "Love you, mommy." Like, "I love you too." It's very hard to kind of still say it. It's weird, but I make an effort to say it to them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel, you know, contrived. It doesn't feel like that. But that whole kind of, in a relationship, looking in each other's eyes and saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this with this my current relationship, I find it. I can look at him and tell him and know I mean it and I mean what I say. And but like hitting on what Vanessa said, it's like the household didn't, we, you know, when we were growing up, we never grew up around the word I love you, you know what I mean, love your mum, love your dad and all that. I didn't hear it from our parents to us. And I made a conscious decision when I had my boys that I would always tell them I love them. And up until now, they're 24 and 28, and they'll just hug me and say I love you.
Yeah.
There wasn't hugs and stuff. I mean, we know our parents loved us, but there was none of that. There wasn't any demonstration of that in, you know, in the physical, like the hugs and stuff like that. But we knew that they loved us. But that's something that if you're not brought up around that, then you can carry that and think that it's sort of normal. So that then when you meet somebody or other people, it's like, oh, what you want?
Why are you touching me?
Touching me? You know what I mean? But yeah, I've made a conscious decision with my boys to make sure that I always tell them I love them. They still give me a big hug, and it's lovely. You know, I even tried with my mum, because I think again it's that generational thing. You know, I remember the one time I sat, I got my mum, I went, hug me, man, hug me. And I grabbed her up and hugged her. But she, you know, we sat down and we talked to her, because you never sort of say you love us or you don't hug or anything like that. But she said it's because her mum never did it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she actually looks uncomfortable when she says the word. It's like, but she's trying. So it's like, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, it's a funny one, that generational for sure.
I agree with that, Lynette, because like you say, the household that you grew up in, and it kind of impacts on you the way you are. So my mum never really hugged us. Like you say, we knew that she loved us because, in her words, she food on a table, and you know, and that's how we knew. But it's funny, like you say, I will always tell my son that I love him. Got no problem in saying that.
Yeah.
My mum would say that to my son. She had no problem in telling my son that. You know what I mean? It's really weird, isn't it? So her grandchild, she would say that to him, and you know, have no problem. She'd hug him, but not me, not
Yeah.
like her own. So yeah, it's a weird one.
It is, absolutely.
That is true. The softer with
Yes.
the grandkids.
Yes.
There's that soft. There's something that's a different kind of connection
Yeah.
in that.
Mm.
So
I think you're right. I think for me, because I didn't hear that I love you, I really find it hard to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to my son,
Yeah.
but to my partner.
Yes.
Not to my son. I will tell my son day in all day long. I will hug him. Do you know what I mean? As big, he's 30, and he's like, "Get off, mum." Oh, just come here. Do you know? Come here. But yeah, I like you were saying, Vanessa. It's not an easy one for me. It's not an easy one for me to say.
Yeah.
Even though I feel it, I don't know what it is. The words and if they do come out, I do say it, it's like a jokey way. Do you know what I mean? It's like in a, you know, do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's serious, looking into your eyes and like, Marcho. So I don't know.
yeah, no,
It is.
yeah,
I don't know.
it's yeah, and I think you try. That's what I said. Like when I said it, it's like but it's alien, but you do mean it, but it just doesn't feel comfortable to say it.
Yeah.
But then, how do you feel receiving it when someone tells you that they love you?
I feel. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to say nothing, but you can't shut me off. Like, if you want me to shut up, just say, please.
No, go on.
No.
I feel though, when I'm told it, I feel a bit of pressure that I need to say it back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe that's just me. I just feel as if the expectation is that I should say, I love you too.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't happen, and then I think sometimes, gosh, if I was on the receiving end, so if I like plucked up the courage to say it and didn't hear it back, I'd feel away. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So,
I love you.
No, because I've said I've had the same conversation like with my partner, and I said, you don't, you know, when you tell me that you love me, right? If I don't, I mean, you know, I love you, but you don't expect me to say it back. You see, in other relationships, I would just do it. But in this one, I feel that I can be me and that I can voice my concerns about things, because it's like, I don't want to say it if I'm not I love you, but I don't want to have to say it all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if he turns around and he just hugs me and he says, I love you. But, oh, thank you.
That's what I do.
Thank you.
Right.
Or you go, oh, stop being silly. No, you don't.
Yeah.
And as Hazel was saying, I make it to John. No, you don't. You don't really. Whatever.
Yeah.
Walk off.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Say it again, Vanessa.
I don't know why we deflect, because it's like when someone gives you a compliment, and instead of we saying, "Oh, thank you very much," we're always like, "Oh, no," like, you know, and I feel like it's the same sort of response, but then it depends on who is saying the words "I love you," because I think I will accept it and respond to it better if it's like from someone that really means it. I know in previous relationships, I someone say I love you, I don't believe it, because how can you love me so quick?
Yeah.
It makes me question the person, like, okay, what's your motive? But then from family, I believe it, because obviously they truly do mean it.
And so, sorry, that just made me think about, you know, like people say love at first sight, and they just kind of fall. And what about then if you saw someone and there was this chemistry between you, and it just felt like, my gosh. And then they said it quite quickly. What? Did you know what I mean? What would you think?
I think you're talking lust there, Marlene. I think that's lust.
That's a bit later.
I'm sorry, too early.
I'm joking. Do you think it's lust, or do you think it's a connection that is just like, does lust come first, or is it love at first sight or lust at first sight? What?
See, for me, I think it's lust, and I tell you why I think that is, and I don't know if this is something that comes with age, but I think love, you have to know a person to love them. You know, for me, you have to know who that person is, what they're about, what's their whole being. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I can love someone, I really need to know who they are. So for me, if I see somebody and it's that attraction, that's not love, that's that chemistry, or that, oh, he looks good, or do you know what I mean? But that's not love. That's my thought.
When me and my partner saw each other, we was at some workshop. He was leaving and I was just coming in, and he said he saw me. I thought, she's the girl for me. But what? She's gorgeous. He said, I just felt something, but it was like, I felt something, but I looked at you and thought, my God, you're gorgeous. I definitely would.
So there's confirms the lust.
Yes.
There you go.
So there was something, but there was the lust. You know what I mean? That kind of wow. But you know, it was just a case of like, you know, I'll never see this person again. But wow, done.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, obviously.
But he said, I felt that, I don't know, I just thought she's the one for me. But I don't know why I feel that, and I'll probably never see her again. But that's what I felt. But like you said, that there was that attraction as well. Because I thought, look at her eyes. But again, it was like, yeah, but I won't see you again because, you know, I'm going to be doing my stuff and whatever, because I didn't know who he was. I never thought I'd see him again anyway, but it was like a sort of, whoa, he's a bit of all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you chase them down the road? What if you had that compare, like you see someone, you lock eyes, and then it's like, oh my gosh, and it's like now or never. Would you chase them?
I'm old school.
Mm-hmm.
If you like me, you know, I'm old school like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not chasing no man.
Well, oh my gosh, I hope my partner's not ever going to listen to this.
Oh, here we go in there. Let me pen out.
So I can't believe I'm saying this. I was in a long-term relationship and that ended. Mm-hmm. And then I was on my own for a long time, for 10 years on my own. But then it just got to the stage whereby I was ready for another relationship. Mm-hmm. So I didn't exactly chase him. I won't tell you the whole story of this. Mm-hmm. I didn't exactly chase him, but if it wasn't for me, it was me who got into. I don't want to tell all this, but I didn't exactly chase him. But if it wasn't for me, it wouldn't have happened. Put it that way.
Okay.
And because I got to the stage whereby I thought, okay, if this doesn't go anywhere, it's his loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I call him and he's not interested in, then I just move on. And I got to the stage where I wasn't going to take it as a rejection because he didn't know me anyway. So you know, whereas before, I think when I was younger, I would have been really upset if someone rejected me. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like, Lord, what's wrong with me? And like you say, I wouldn't have chased anybody, even making a phone call or nothing like that.
Mm.
But I just got to the stage in my life whereby, you know what, it's his loss. If he's not interested, it's his loss. And I'm not going to take the rejection as the rejection of me, because they don't know me.
Yeah.
And I think once I got that in my head,
Yeah.
it made me more open, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It made me so much more open. And I always say to him now, you know, you got the better me.
Yes.
At this age, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's true. I think, as you said, Hazel, you know, age has a lot to do. You know, with younger me, it would have. Oh my gosh! But now, I knew that, like yourself, you know, I've been sort of single for 10, 11 years. I mean, you know, had little dalliances along the way, shall we say. But I knew, it was funny that when my partner came into my life, you know, it was a quick, I was ready at that time. It was so weird, because it was like, one day I think I'd been gigging and things had been going so well, and I'm single. And I just thought, my sons are in loving relationships and it's wonderful to see. But I want to share my achievements with someone. So after, like, you know, being single for 10 years, 11 years, it was like, do you know what? I'm ready now. I feel that I'm ready for a relationship. And then that happened.
Yeah.
And now we're here. But you know, you just do know yourself. You do know when you know you're in charge of you. Yeah. And it's like you said, Hazel, you know, if there any rejection, it's like, you know, well, that's cool. I'm cool with that, because I know that I can support me. I've been single for 11, 10 years, and it's okay. Just move on. And so I love being older. I would never like to be in my 20s, 30s, 40s again. 50s, I'm you know, I'm more of a go-getter. I know what I want, and also I'm in a supportive relationship where we both support each other and uplift each other and encourage each other, which I've never ever had that before. So now I feel I'm in a relationship, but I feel free. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel free to be who I really, really am.
Yeah. And do you think it's what do you believe in? Do you believe in, like, destiny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, you know, it was meant to be? And timing?
Yes. Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Nothing before its time.
Definitely.
And what's meant for you, nobody can't take that away.
No, definitely. I agree with you. I'm not chasing no man. Never chased a man.
Never.
Not fighting over man.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Chasing no man.
Nope.
You know, when you see thirsty women and they're just all up there. Sorry. Thirsty. They be drinking there.
I like that. Thirsty women.
And you're like, calm down. Like, it's I find it so embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
But then in a weird way, their confidence in, like, that's a man, I'm gonna get him, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
That kind of confidence, but when you're taking them from somebody else, I don't. No,
that's the thing.
not at all. That's a different type of.
Yeah.
But
that's
you know,
different.
Yeah. But when the flirting, okay, we're going into this subject now. The flirting, I've spoken openly. I don't flirt. Just push that out there. Does anyone flirt?
No.
Right.
Are you
I
sure?
could answer that. Wouldn't know how to flirt I just about know how to spell it. So No.
Vanessa,
I think I've been known to flirt.
watch.
Queer.
When I was in college, I was a big flirt, yeah. But apart from that, no, like I can't tell the last time I flirted. Can't remember. It's been a while.
And do you think you flirt without knowing that you're flirting?
No, I know that I do.
Oh, you do know? Okay. And what kind of things do you do? What kind of things do you do to flirt? So, okay, I don't flirt. Hayes doesn't flirt. What tips can you give us?
Yes, please.
For flirting. Hazel, you must flirt somehow, some little bits.
You know what? If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think I ever had the confidence to flirt, because I think it takes a bit of confidence.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever had that. You know what I mean? That's why I say probably now, but now I don't need to. But yeah, I don't think I had the confidence to do it.
What about in relationships? Like, does anyone flirt? Like, obviously, Lynette and Hazel. You in a relationship, Hazel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you flirt in your relationship with your partner?
Good question.
Yes.
That's a good.
And tell me twice.
Tell me how you flirt. I need to learn.
Well, on the subject, right? So when I was younger, I knew nothing about flirting. You know, people would say, "Oh, you see that man? Can't you see that person looking at you?" I was just too shy, really. I don't even know how I got into relationships, to be honest. It's ridiculous. You see, but then when after my when I was single, after my 10-year relationship, then I was single for another 10. Jeez, I was telling you how old me is. So right, so I don't know what it was. Suddenly it was like, right, I'm coming for you. I just thought, you know what? I am wonderful. I'm a beautiful woman, and you know what? I'm in an industry where you're mixing with people all the time, and I just thought it's their loss.
Yeah,
I'm single. Here I come. And so all those years where I know I never flirted, I thought, I remembered and said, well, didn't you notice when this man liked you? This not no, because I never saw. But then I sort of remember doing what I do. And I sort of had a look. And you start to, first of all, you just notice. You notice how people are with you. You notice how when they're talking to you, you notice that they want your company all the time. And I know that once I get talking, I know that I'm an easy person to get on with. And with that, and then you know when and the thing is as well, you can feel when somebody, when you take the blinkers away, you know when somebody fancies you. You just feel it and just know it. And then because of, you just can feel it. I can't even tell you. I can feel
Vanessa's
it.
nodding. How, Vanessa?
You just can.
I'm a
you see, don't forget as well, because I'm older, right? Unless those men that are going to be blatantly coming onto you and saying, basically they just want to jump into bed. No, you just like. But the more you're in a different age bracket, so the way that they will come across is more of a talkative way, and more of a, would you like a drink, and what do you do, and then you sort of look and you can feel from their body language, and then just sort of look, it's kind of, it's all in the eyes as well, and it's all just in the body language. But if you're not interested, then it's like a case of, I don't want to give you too much to think that something else is going to happen, so you just sort of, you talk and you just enamor them, but then it's like, but not too much so they think that you're a tease. Do you get what I mean? It's I think as well, getting older, you sort of know at the end of the day, we've lived our lives, and we know that there's Tinder and all this crap out there which I've never been on, and so that a lot of them are out there for one thing. You know what I mean? So you can have a little flirt, but they are under no illusions that it's not going any further. unless you want it to.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a good question. Did you oh, Marlene or Vanessa ask, do you flirt in your relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yes.
question. I don't know if I do. I'm going to ask, but I don't know if I do. What does that, I guess, okay, what does flirt mean? What does that mean? I guess this is a question.
It's like you're putting it's like you're putting out a signal, because flirting 9 times out of 10, you know, it can end in the act of sex. So when you're in a relationship, I mean, my partner would probably say, you flirt.
Oh dear.
I bet mine would say the same
but you
thing.
see, a lot of it is in the eyes. It's in the sort of those little touches on the arm. It's just a little touch on the face, and this a little.
And this is proper like
the little touch on the chest. It's like, you know, babe. You know, it's you just know how to use the words. You know what I mean? And I don't do it a lot. You know, when I do it most, if I know that because.
Here we go.
Oh gosh.
So what happens is that, you know, that time of the month where you can just feel it's like, don't talk to me, I don't want to and it's like, I've been really horrible. Oh, do you know what? And I love this guy and I love him to bits. And so I want him to realise, like, I'm not always like this, baby. Are you all right? Are you all right, darling? You all right? You know what I mean? And then you just have to soften, because I know that I can be a bit hard, and I have to soften myself. And it's not difficult, because when you love somebody, it's easy to think, you know what, I really love this guy, because in the back of your mind as well, I've had relationships where they've been where they've cheated and stuff, and you think, oh God, I was a bit of a bitch last week. And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I can't. You got, you know, he understands this relationship. He understands that that's the time of the month. But I don't sort of then, you know, think, oh, I've got to make up for being a bitch. It's not like that. It's I feel that I want to love you. I feel that I want to, you know what I mean? And so it is literally just in your words and in those little touches, those little strokes, those little, you know, oh, I love the hair on your chin.
My gosh,
You know?
on a course right now. I'm like,
it is literally, it is. It's the eye contact. My other partner, he used to look. I mean, it was ridiculous. And if I turned my eyes away, he'd be like, "Don't you love me?"
Oh gosh.
see,
I had to hold eye contact. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And I thought, well, what? Because I've looked away. I'm supposed to look in your eyes forever and a day.
oh,
And if I move my eyes, that means I don't love you. Behave.
See, it's strange see, I don't see that as flirting. So
No,
I'm
that
very
isn't. That,
tactile.
yeah.
No, in terms of, you know, touching, and I'm quite tactile with my partner, and he is as well. So, but I'm not sure if I see it as flirting. I don't know. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, for me, because in the other relationships, I was never like that.
Yeah.
So for these relationships, it's like, for me to sort of do all those things, it's like, hey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel comfortable to do that. Whereas before, I thought, you're not getting nothing. You're not getting the real me.
Yeah.
Whereas now I feel that I want to do that, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because this is like a revelation. It's a new me. It's best, you know, within the relationship.
No, I was just gonna say anyway. You know what I find very sexy in a man? Do you know what I mean? Or you can cook me a meal and
Yeah.
So it's
just
not
the
all
apron and nothing on. Sorry, I went somewhere. Basically, yeah.